How did Kamala Harris manage to politicize a somber visit to Arlington National Cemetery? And why are Gold Star families standing by Trump while condemning her at the same time? In this video, we're going to break down the accusations against Trump by VP Harris and reveal what's really going on. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and click the like button because it helps us with the algorithm. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We read some interesting news stories that I found during the week. We tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. I hope to see you this coming Friday. So, imagine this. Trump visits Arlington National Cemetery to honor fallen soldiers, a move that you'd think would be above politics, right? Well, think again. Enter Kamala Harris, who somehow turns this solemn moment into a political food fight. But here's the twist. The families of the fallen, they ain't having it. Now, Harris calls Trump's visit a political stunt. Kamala Harris had the gall to tweet out that Trump's visit was disrespectful to Arlington, claiming he was violating a sacred space, if you will. They are defending Trump, saying that it was their idea, their request that he come. Harris, on the other hand, is being called out for what they see as a total lack of sincerity and humanity. But let's rewind. Why was Trump even there? Well, it turns out the Gold Star families invited him to be there. They didn't invite Kamala. Let's be clear. These are the Gold Star families of the 13 soldiers who were killed outside the gate of Kabul airport in Afghanistan during the disastrous withdrawal perpetrated by the Biden-Harris regime. A lot of people don't know this, but the Biden-Harris administration handed over the reins of security to the Taliban. That's right, folks. The Taliban were placed in charge of American soldiers, American civilians, and Afghani civilians who helped us throughout the time that we were there. In charge of their security, the Taliban. I mean, what could go wrong? The Gold Star families wanted Trump there to honor their loved ones, to lay a wreath, and to show some respect. Here's where it gets juicy. They recorded it. Yep, the families themselves requested it to be recorded. So was it really a stunt, or is there something Harris is trying to distract us from? Could it be that Harris is more concerned with scoring political points than respecting the grief of these families? Kamala put out a tweet to insult Trump and to make a political statement by exploiting the grief of these families. Her tweet said, "As vice president, I have had the privilege of visiting Arlington National Cemetery several times. It is a solemn place. A place where we come together to honor American heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service of this nation. It is not a place for politics." So she just used politics to accuse Trump. Total classic projection, guys. In response to Harris's low-class attack, President Trump tweeted out 8 videos from Gold Star families as a response to her tweet, directly from their hearts, and it's brutal. I'm going to play a few of them. Here's Darren Hoover, father of Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, who didn't mince words. Give it a watch.
My name is Darren Hoover, and I'm the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Kamala, I want you to understand, and I know it will be difficult for you because you lack empathy and basic understanding.
He's got her nailed.
The events that happened on August 26, 2024, with President Trump at Arlington National Cemetery were solemn and in keeping with the reverence and respect that is given to all members of our military that are buried there. We invited President Trump. We are the ones that asked for the video and the pictures to be taken at the tomb of the unknown soldier. This was a very solemn wreath laying in our son's name, along with the Sergeant Nicole G family, as well as 2 of our catastrophically injured military members that were there on that horrific day.
That was brought about by Kamala and Joe Biden's incredible incompetence, their entire administration.
In the honor of our Abbey Gate 13.
This guy's trying to keep it together. I feel so bad for him.
We then moved to the gravesite where our children are buried. Again, we asked the Trump team to take the videos, take the pictures of our time there. President Trump then laid a wreath at the graveside of Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Canals. There he talked to both his mother and father.
Something that neither Joe Biden nor Kamala Harris have ever done with any of them.
President Trump then moved to our son's grave where we were surrounded by our family and friends, where we talked about Taylor and his sacrifice to this country. Let me be clear. There was no politics discussed. None whatsoever.
That's because Donald Trump was a real commander-in-chief, unlike the phonies we have now.
There was also not an assault that we observed take place, or did we hear it? I don't know where this is coming from, but it's disgusting and gross.
Yep. These guys better hope they don't have FBI agents bursting through their door at 4 o'clock in the morning after this.
President Trump has been there for us from the very beginning, when our son and the other 12 of his brothers and sisters.
He's really trying to keep it together, man. I feel really bad for this guy.
In arms were murdered due to your negligence and uncaring attitude towards our military.
All right, I'm going to stop it there and bring on someone else. Here is Jacqueline Schmitz, mother of Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, in her own words.
Kamala, your statement is nothing more than a political spin to help you look better in your presidential campaign against Donald Trump. You have never walked a single day in our shoes. Our kids were murdered because of your administration.
I believe that.
And you are partly to blame for that as well. What happened at Arlington was President Trump was invited by those families who have their soldiers buried at Arlington. They were invited there as a friend, as somebody who has taken the time numerous times on numerous occasions.
That's Trump.
To hear our stories, to speak our kids' names, and to help us get some accountability from your administration.
There is none.
Because in over 3 years, we have gotten nothing but more and more lies.
Yep.
Just like your statement, more and more spun lies and cover-ups to make you and your administration look good.
You can tell these parents are hurting. So how could Kamala Harris actually put a tweet out exploiting them, hurt Trump, and boost herself up? What was she thinking?
But there is one thing that you said in your statement that was true. No one should be running for president if they cannot honor military members, their families, as well as veterans.
Now, how much you want to bet there's this whole campaign that comes along where Kamala calls all these people and says, Trump didn't do it, just like she stole his policy ideas.
So I guess that means that you should step down, Kamala.
Yeah, I feel bad for these people. I really do. One more. All right, here's Gold Star father, Jim McCollum. He's the father of Lance Corporal Riley McCollum. Give him a listen.
Vice President Harris, my name is Jim McCollum. I am the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, killed in Afghanistan, August 26, 2021. Your recent remarks related to Trump's visit to Arlington are filled with nothing but lies and deceit. How do you sleep at night knowing it was you, this administration, you and Biden, you being the last one in the room, are responsible for the death of our 13 kids? You have failed for 3 years and 8 months to acknowledge our kids, to acknowledge me. You don't know me.
Can you imagine that they haven't even reached out to these people?
Never spoken to me. You've never reached out to me. You have failed.
What kind of people are
in
they?
Your duties as vice president. You have been nothing but disrespectful to me and the families of the 13. yet you're claiming that you will always be respectful and show respect for our fallen.
Unreal.
You've been absent for 3 years and 8 months.
That's a long time, folks.
You've proven that you're not capable to do the job that you have, let alone the job that you seek. You know nothing about honor, courage, commitment, respect, but President Trump does. President Trump has been there for us. He's been a rock for us. He showed compassion for us, and he showed he truly cares for the families that truly do know what the ultimate sacrifice really is.
Yeah, exactly, man. All right. I said I was only going to do one more. This next one, you got to hear from this Gold Star mom. Okay, and finally, we have Christy Shamblin. She's the mother-in-law of Sergeant Nicole G. Give her a watch.
Vice President Harris, my name is Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G., was killed in the Afghanistan exit at Abbey Gate on August 26, 2021. This year, for the 3rd year anniversary of her murder, we welcome President Donald J. Trump to Arlington to lay a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier with our family and to visit Nicole graveside. President Trump and his team were respectful. They listened to our stories and didn't talk much at all. We welcomed.
You guys remember when Biden kept checking his watch? You know, real human beings notice stuff like that.
Them that day, and they were comfort to our family. Vice President Harris, I ask you, why won't you return a call and explain to us how you call my daughter-in-law's death a success? Vice President Harris, why will you not express your condolences yourself? Why have we never heard from you?
And you won't.
And finally, why would you take a day where we celebrated the death of our loved one and use it to disparage not only them, but us?
Yep. Exploit.
President Trump has called. President Trump shows up.
Does.
And President Trump takes the time to hear our loved ones' stories.
There you go. Can you say anything more to that? I don't think so. So why didn't Harris or Biden ever reach out to these people? Why? Is it possible they were too busy or too disconnected? The bigger question here is, why is Harris so focused on tearing down Trump's actions when these families clearly valued his presence? Is it possible she's trying to shift the blame for the disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal? A mess that got those 13 service members killed in the first place? Sure looks that way. Could this whole ordeal be Harris trying to rewrite history before she makes a bid for the presidency? So what do you think? Was Trump's visit to Arlington a heartfelt tribute, or was Harris right to call him out on a political move? Let us know in the comments below. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with more no-nonsense takes on today's biggest stories. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
With every dawn I greet a new battle to be won, learning to breathe again in the absence of the sun. Past once walked together, now I tread alone, finding in each step a resilience fully grown.